Hey guys, how are you today? I am so excited. As you know, I am Belize Spivey, the STD Life Coach. I serve men and women living with herpes and to simply educate, support, and to encourage them to overcome the stigma of the virus. As y'all know, I've been living with herpes for 10 years now. I have type 2 and I have type 1. So I found I had genital herpes, and I later on found out I had type 1, which I don't know if it's oral genital. I never had any oral outbreaks, but that's just a little tidbit. Been around the way, been married, been in a relationship, have 2 healthy little boys. So I understand where y'all are coming from. I've been through pretty much everything. But this I'm about to talk about for the next, I'll say 4 or 5 videos, we will be talking about disclosing. This is huge. Y'all ask me these questions all the time. Ladies in my group, I asked them like, who still got questions about disclosing? They was like, me, please. I don't think I get this. I think I'm doing it wrong. I think, you know, I keep having bad experiences. I don't know what to do. I think I'm failing at this. So help me. Help me, help me, help me. So I want to help you guys. I have disclosed to many guys over the time. I have been sexual active after herpes, been in relationships after herpes, all of those things. So I kind of know, you know, I've tried a couple of different ways of doing this. But disclosure, I want to tell you guys that everything I say may not pertain to you. Okay, this is general. I want you to look at these next couple of videos pertaining to disclosure as more of a template. I don't want to look at it as a set in stone thing for you, because at the end of the day, my way of communicating is not the way you communicate. I don't know the situation that you and that person in. I won't know the chemistry. I won't know the situations that you may be put in with this person. So I do not want you guys to use this as a set in stone. This is the way. This is a script. I just want to use it as a template. As we know, templates are meant to be changed. They're meant to be, you know, manipulated. They're meant to be added and take away from, you know, and sometimes it's just to show you that it's a way to do it. And that's really what all of us are looking for is pertaining to disclosing, is give me a way, give me an idea, give me some words and I kind of change it up. Just give me a template. So today we're talking about when to disclose. This is one that's interesting because it varies. This varies. And like I said, this is a template. So I'm like, please, but no, it's a template. I do want you guys to please, as we go on with these with this quote-unquote little series, I want you to talk in the bottom, like comments. I want you guys with this video for sure is let me know when you disclose. Give me, you know, your time frames and what determine when you want to disclose, because I want people not to just hear my outlook on it, but I also want y'all other people to see other people's outlook on it, because everybody's situation is different. Sometimes you're like, I got one template, but I always like to see a couple of different templates to see what best fits for me. So please, guys, comment at the bottom when you disclose. So I kind of did a couple of notes, so just to kind of keep my mind focused on what to talk about. So main thing is when to disclose. Most importantly is first is meeting the person. Meet a person. Take your time to meet somebody. If that is through dating sites, which I know a lot of ladies are doing, and meeting their partners, or just randomly meeting people, or, you know, any way that you date. My whole thing is most importantly just showing interest, getting your number out, going on a date. Okay, in the beginning, you do not have to feel like you have to disclose to everybody. Okay, I'm going to put that disclosure. You do not have to disclose to everybody, especially if you don't see the relationship going anywhere. Many of us feel like, especially when we first, like, oh, I got to start dating. You're scared to even get out here and date, because you're worrying about the disclosure. Yes, disclosure is important, but you're disregarding making a connection. You're disregarding figure out if this person is for you. You're disregarding this person that you can see being with for long term. Is this somebody who have goals similar to yours, or somebody who add to your life or help you grow? If you want to have kids with, any of that, those things are important. Yes, disclosing is important, but you got to make sure you make a connection. So number one, when it's time to, before you disclose, you want to first make a connection. Number one, make a connection. say it again. Number one, make a connection. Make sure you guys get along. I ain't talking about when you first meet him and he cute, I'm cute. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about having conversations with this person, getting a feel for their mental state, getting a feel for their spiritual state, getting a feel for their emotional state, kind of knowing getting a feel for this person. Okay, it's just very important to get a connection and figure out who they are, you know, quote unquote, who they want to display to you in the beginning, and you just trying to figure out if that person is for you. So number one is making connection. What does making a connection? Making a connection may be instant for some people, and making a connection may be a little bit longer for some people. Number one, some people are just like very open to getting to know people, kind of really know what they want. They know what they're looking for. They put themselves in spaces to run into those people. You know, they're a little bit more open, a little bit more vocal of what I'm looking for, and making sure that person is very aware of what they're looking for. And if that person don't, they kind of cut them off early. But they just try to put themselves in predicament to know what they want, or know what they want, and finding that person or being where those people are who will fall within that category of what they want. And then you got other people, which is most of the people, sadly say, that I have learned with herpes, who kind of just, I feel like we blank and we forget what we want. We forget what we're worth. We forget that we can have and ask and have standards. So we feel like, I don't even know what I want. So that is difficult, because if you're that type of person, figuring out and making a connection with a person may take you a little bit longer, because at the end of the day, you have no clue who you are anymore. You feel like you don't lost your way. You know, you don't lost your identity with herpes. You kind of just, you don't lost your confidence. You don't know. So honestly, that person sometimes takes a little bit longer to make the connection, because they're torn in between if this is for me, or even if I want to date anymore, because I don't think, you know, herpes made me feel like I ain't worthy. I'm not worthy anymore of even having to be in love. So you got your person who got, you know, who know who they are, know, you know, having a really fully allowed herpes to take their whole identity away. And then you got your people who would just allow herpes to kind of just completely wipe their slate, and they just feel like they don't picked up this stigma of herpes as being nasty, disgusting, worthless, no value, any of these things. And that's not true, okay? But it's these two type of people. I have learned this after doing so much coaching. I have seen these two people, and I feel like both people can be successful, but the person who is more confident is going in looking for what they want. They're still scared about disclosing, just like the person who is not sure or have lost confidence in themselves. But they're a little bit more in a better situation, because they're not going to put up with some things. They kind of know what they're going in for. They're kind of going in with the heel. They're not really dealing with the same type of things that other people are dealing with. They're kind of cut people off, things like that. But like I said, they still scared. They don't want to disclose just like anybody else, but their self-confidence is more intact, so they know that I don't have to deal with stuff just because I got herpes. My people who are on the other side, I'm going to be completely honest. If you're on this side of the fence, you're not quite ready to date. And let me tell you why. You're not quite ready to date because you don't have no confidence. Nobody want to be with nobody who don't have confidence. And this is not to be mean, but this is to be honest. You do not want to be with somebody who don't have confidence in themselves. You don't want to be with anybody who's unsure of themselves. You don't want to be with somebody who don't know what they want. First question that we all get when we first meet a person is, what are you looking for? What is your type? What do you like to do? And if you say, I don't know, how this person gonna make a connection with you? How are they gonna know if they are a good fit for you if you don't even know what you want, because you allow herpes to kind of snatch your whole identity? If you're on this side of the fence and you're still like jumbled, I would really tell you, take some time, get the support, which can be through me, where I talk to you, kind of figure out where you are and give you some practicals. We can work together to figure out some practical steps to get your head together. Therapy is really good. Support groups, things of that nature. You just need to do some things to really build that confidence back up and kind of know what you want and what you're looking for before you go into this dating world. Dating today is crazy. It's not the same anymore. Everybody got their own view of what dating is. So you really need to be very confident in who you are, knowing that rejection comes with the process. At the end of the day, if you didn't have herpes, you were still being rejected. if you didn't have herpes, you will still be getting rejected. So I don't want you to think, well, since I got herpes, then I'm going to get rejected no more. Honestly, you'll get rejected regardless of the fact. Even though you may not got any physical rejection, that dude who ghosts you, that's rejection. That dude stop texting you is rejection. That dude who take forever to text you back, that is rejection. He ain't that much interested in you. And I know many women will say, well, I didn't have no problem with that. Or some dudes will say, I ain't got no problem with that. You did have a problem. You just didn't realize that was a problem because you didn't notice it. Or you said, well, they seem like they ain't texting and stuff like that. Well, they say they busy and stuff like that. I ain't worried about it. You kind of got into yourself like, I'll go find another. But it was rejection there. They just wasn't that interested in you, but you didn't care because you didn't feel like I had any type of baggage to keep me from getting somebody else. Okay? So rejection comes with dating. I want us to understand, do not allow one person to stop you from dating. Like, I don't care if you don't talk to one or two people and you get no's. That's not a reason to stop. No, you need to keep going. I want you to keep going, keep going, keep going. My whole thing is, I feel like dating is no different from getting a job. If you want it, you keep going until you get it. Okay, that is simply it. You get discouraged about the job you have and things like that, but at the end of the day, you keep going. The only difference is you just don't settle. You know, sometimes you just get a job because you ain't got no choice. You got to pay some bills. That's not how you do it dating. You be single until you figure out or find that person that you're looking for. And I believe, guys, it's people out here, some really good guys out here, some really good girls out here. It's people who are looking for what you're looking for, who is willing to date you and willing to understand what they're getting themselves into and will not hold herpes over your head. So, number one, make a connection. So that was the background behind it. But make a connection with somebody. Take the time to fill this person out. Okay, you're wondering like, okay, but it's time frame. Give me a time frame though. It's not a time frame for a connection. Okay, it varies person to person. Some people, like I said, instantly. Some people, it's not. So my whole thing is you just got to make sure you are paying attention to the person, listening to the person, and asking proper questions. That's it. So it's very important for you to just know what you're wanting. And that can cut the time down to make sure that connection is real for you guys. So make sure that connection is there. Number two, I would say make sure that the interest is or the like or the connection is on the same side. You shouldn't like him more. Like, my whole thing is you shouldn't like him and he don't like you. Or you shouldn't like him and like him more than he like you. I truly believe that people can like each other the exact same amount. That's what I believe. I believe people can like people the same amount, especially in the beginning stages. You can like people about the same amount. Okay, so make sure y'all are both on the same page of I really like you. I really like you. I really see this can go somewhere. Y'all are both on the same page, because what if y'all made a connection, but that person is saying this? Man, I just got a relationship. I ain't looking for nothing serious. Or, you know what? I got trust issues. I don't know if I can do this. Or, you know what? You seem like a cool person, but I want to take my time. Or, what's the other ones that you'll hear is like, oh, you know, I just, you know, I like being single. I like to be free and do whatever I want to do. Or you got those ones like, you know, I ain't trying to be tied down. I ain't really into marriage. I ain't really into that commitment stuff. I just like to be free. I like to have friends. Or you got those ones like, man, I ain't trying to be serious. Like, I don't want nothing serious. I want to just have a good time. Those people, you will never find that connection, because at the end of the day, that person is telling you, I don't want nothing serious. I just want to have fun. Sex is cool with me, but don't look for no commitment. Don't look for me to care about your well-being. Don't look for me to help to try to push you to be better in life. Don't look for me to care about your health like that. Don't look for me to try to build you up. I ain't there for that. I'm there just to have a good time, enjoy myself, and go on to the next one when I find something else more interested in you. I'm just being completely honest. So my whole thing is, when I say both have the general or y'all equally yoked pertaining to like or general connection is important, because what's the point of telling a person your status and they're not even into you? They're not even looking to be in a relationship like you are. What's the point? Now, for my individuals who are into just, you know, willy-nilly, you on the same page, they on, cool. It doesn't matter what side. But my thing is, whatever side you on, they need to match your side. If they don't match your side, they're not a match. And move on. Don't even waste your time telling this. You know what? You cool. You know, you seem like a nice person, but we're not on the same page. I'm looking for something serious. You're not. Or I'm looking for something a little bit more free going, nothing too serious, and you looking for serious. We're not going to work. I enjoyed you. Things like that. And honestly, guys, stop trying to hold on to friends. Move on. That ain't what you're looking for. That ain't what you're looking for. So get on back out there and get to looking again. Okay? So number one, find a general connection that y'all get along enough to say, you know what, let's see where this go. After that, making sure y'all both on the same spectrum or on the same playing field pertaining to the interest and what y'all are looking for. And then number three, going into not doing anything yet. Okay, listen. Okay, this is important before I get to the next point. It's important not to do anything before you disclose. You know why? Because most people don't know anything about herpes. So they're going to think you gave it to them for just being in their presence sometimes. Some people are going to think because you just touched them that you're going to give it to them. Some people are going to think, oh my God, you kissed me, you did it on purpose. You don't want to be blamed for something and you don't even have cold sores. You only have genital outbreaks. They won't know the difference. People who are not educated literally think the worst of the worst. I would not suggest you doing no kissing. Don't kiss. No fondling. No oral sex. No genital sex. No none of that. No fingering. No nothing. No blow. No head. No nothing until you disclose. Number one, because you want to make sure that person feels comfortable with what you have going on. You do not want them to give you that, why you ain't tell me? That ain't cool. I feel like you don't gave it to me. And if I find out I got it, I'm going to be mad at you. You don't want to have to deal with that. You can prevent all of that with not doing anything. Don't do anything. Anything. Okay? I don't care how long that may take for you to determine when you're going to disclose, but you do nothing until you choose to disclose. This will keep you out of dealing with the unnecessary drama, and this will keep them feeling like, okay, now I got a clean slate to make a decision because she didn't do anything. He didn't do anything with me. It was clean. Cool. Now, let me tell you something. Now we're living in a time where people want to sneak in kisses and everybody want to touch and fondle and get your hands off me. I'm going to have to tell you, you're going to have to be very stern pertaining to that because the chemistry may be there. You know, the sexual chemistry may be there between you two and you may want to do those things, but you need to put you need to set boundaries early and letting them know, like, look, while I'm getting to know a person and trying to see what this person is, I don't do all that. You know, we making hug or anything like that, but I don't do all that. I'm trying to get a good feel for you to see where this is going, okay? And they need to know that. So that sneaking kiss, he will have to get he would get mushed. She would get mushed. You got to do these things because at the end of the day, you want to make sure you are on a good playing field after disclosing. Like when you disclose, it shouldn't be nothing else on the plate other than who I am. All you see is me and whatever this status in my status. So you choose. You got a good feel for who I am. See if that's somebody you want to be with. And the status not. You got to feel for who I am. You got to feel for my body. You got to feel for my kisses. You got to feel for what I can do for you. And now you're having a hard time because what you felt good, but then you may not like that person. You feel like that person put you at risk, or you may not like the fact that person didn't tell you up front prior to doing any of those things. I'm going to tell you something. Most individuals who do not have herpes or don't know they have herpes think if you're doing these things, you have nothing. And I know that's a misconception. I know that's wrong. But if you put yourself in a predicament like you ain't got nothing going on, they're going to assume that you have nothing going on. Should we think, oh my God, everybody's clean or everybody don't have nothing? No, we shouldn't think like that, but we do. We do. So my whole thing is you put yourself in predicaments doing stuff like that. They're not going to think you have nothing. And when you do stuff like that and you have to go back and disclose, now they're going to be like, oh my God, why you didn't say anything? Why would you do that if you knew you had it? You don't want to have these type of conversations. I'm trying to tell you. You don't want to have these type of conversations. You can alleviate all these conversations with not doing anything. It's not going to hurt you not to do nothing with them. Just because you have a chemistry with a person doesn't mean you have to kiss them. And I'm going to be honest. I have done it. I have been talking to a guy. I had talked to a guy from July all the way into October. Did nothing. We had been on dates. We had talked on the phone. We did all of this stuff. Now, I ain't going to tell you. I disclosed early. I disclosed to him early, but at the end of the day, we just did not do anything. We just didn't do anything until one night he was like, hey, you know, can I kiss you? And I was like, cool, you know, type thing like that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't nothing. Okay, some other people I don't did the same thing. Didn't do anything. I made sure to disclose before we opened that door. Plus, I also let them, I'm a woman, I let him leave. Do what you want. Like, you, at this point, I don't disclose. You still here. You still interested. Won't answer questions. Won't do all that stuff. Now, it's up to you when you're ready to, you know, move forward. So, yeah, I have done it before. And honestly, I feel like you just made it 10 times better because you kind of like been building up this, like, oh, I really like you type thing. So I feel like the kiss is a little bit more passionate because you don't got to know the person very much. You don't got to know the person better, and the connection is stronger than it was before because y'all just have been, quote unquote, withstanding from being intimate of any sort. Y'all just really been stimulating each other's mind and each other's spirit and each other's emotions that, you know, when the physical coming in, it's just like, that's how it feels at times. Okay. So, number one, like I said, is connection. Number two is both on the same playing field of what y'all want and what y'all looking for pertaining to meeting each other or what y'all going into. Number three is not doing anything until you decide to disclose. Okay. The fourth thing is disclosing. Now, after these things, if it's all the same and you haven't did anything, now you can disclose. Y'all both are at a place where I know I'm interested in you, you interested in me, I can see this going somewhere, things like that. Now you can disclose. Now you can disclose. Okay. Now you're in a clear to disclose because you know what you're getting yourself into. Now you're thinking to yourself like, well, Belize, what if I do all this stuff and he still leave and he don't want to be with me? That's fine. He or she still has that choice. But this is a way to kind of just make sure you're not wasting your time on people. This lets you know that you're making time to make a connection before disclosing. Because I'm not saying that, like I said, you can make the connection early and do this stuff early. I don't want you to feel like, Belize, do I have to wait a long time? No, some people disclose on the first date because they just really get along and y'all feel open. Some people disclose 3 months from then. I will tell you, please do not wait no more than 3 months. And let me tell you why. Number one, if you are talking to a person every day, texting every day, going on dates, you know, meeting each other, friends and stuff like that, this person feel like we're building a connection and you have been honest with me this far. And till you get 3 months and that person's like, you've been talking to me for 90 days and you didn't see nowhere that you can need to tell me this. You don't see nowhere that you seen it was important to disclose this. You don't see nowhere that you think that one day we were going to have sex, especially if y'all have been making sexual gestures towards each other or having sexual conversations and you didn't think to see the need to tell. Just think about that mindset, how a person will feel. And you never want a person to feel like you're being, quote unquote, what's the word? Secretive, quote unquote, or you're being like secretive. You're just trying to hide it, or you're trying to convince them to like you so much and then tell them. One thing I will tell you, that's the reason why I say don't wait too long, because if a person gets so much into you, now they feel like you did that on purpose, so then they feel like they have no choice but to deal with you. They feel like you let me get this far really liking you, considering how deep this can be. Some people, you know, fall in love with people or whatever, and now you tell me this. Now how you think I'm going to get out of this? I really care about you. You didn't give me a chance to think. You didn't give me a chance to choose. Don't take that from nobody. Give a person a chance to choose in the beginning, when it's fresh, when it's early, when they can make an early decision, and from whatever happened from that point on, it's purely we getting to know each other and everything is on the table. You just don't want to get too deep into any type of relationship without sharing something that can affect another person. Now I'm talking about deep dark secrets that between you and you. You can keep that until you feel real comfortable. But this pertaining to if you're having any type of sexual interaction with each other, this person can end up getting it. So it's very important to share this, because this person needs to make a decision if they see fit that this can be something they deal with, okay? And I feel like it's very important because within three months, you like a person, but you ain't in love with a person. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Most people are not in love with nobody like that. You still ain't even fully seen that person full yet. But it's just important because now you just really like them hard. You know, I really like them, especially if you spend a lot of time. I'm just used to spending time. I'm used to talking to them. You know, y'all just becoming really good friends. But when you get to 5, 6, 7, 8, months, almost a year, you in in danger zone. This person really care about you. They love you by here. You know, they really consider you somebody they can trust and, you know, depend on and things like that. So I think, you know, within the first, you know, from the first date to from 1 to 90, you got a chance to go ahead and disclose it, because by the end y'all are getting to know each other still. Things change within 90 days. He may say something, she may say something, and you just end it. But at the end of the day, you got an opportunity to disclose it if you've seen fit that person was going to be somebody you can be with and move forward after those 90 days. Okay, so number 1, connection. Number 2, both of y'all have the same feelings towards each other and can see fit where y'all are going. Then, sorry y'all. Number 3, no sex, no kissing, no nothing. To make sure that, you know, this person have a clear conscience on how they can make a decision pertaining to being with you. And number 4, now you're good to go. You're good to go ahead and tell it. Y'all sure y'all like, Belize, I thought you were going to tell me how to disclose. I'm going to do it in the next video. I just wanted to come on here to talk to you of when to disclose. My whole thing is, I tell you, no more than 90 days. No more than 90 days. I have heard men say, if she wait more than 3 months, I am going to flip a gasket. Because at the end of the day, this dude is starting to develop feelings for you. He's kind of putting you in a place where, oh, I really like her. I'm taking time out of my day every day to text her. I'm taking time out of my day to call her. I'm taking my time to FaceTime her. I'm taking the time to put my money aside to take this girl on date after date after date after date. You know, I'm doing nice things for her. She is on the top of my brain. And for a female, he's at the top of my brain. I'm making sure, you know, I consider what he feels and things like that. It's like a punch in the face to some people if they feel like you have withheld some information that can determine if they're in and out. I know, but at the end of the day, this is just the reality that we have to deal with. But at the end of the day, this is a good way to do it. Okay, this is a good way to do it. This is kind of what I tell my clients when they call me. I ask them, what's the connection? How long you been talking to them? Have you been sexually active with them? Any of that. If you have been my client, if you have called me to disclose, please put below and tell people how I work and if that relationship works. Some relationship worked, some didn't, but many of my clients, I said about 80% of my clients work out. Many of them end up breaking up for other things later on, or that person just wasn't honest pertaining to if they really did accept it. But 80% of my people really have good success stories. Many of my ladies are in serious relationships now. They're married now. They're having kids now. So it's possible for you too. It's very possible for you. But these are the beginning things. These are the questions I tend to ask them in the beginning to kind of find out where they are, where they stand. In the next video, we're going to go into the disclosing piece, like what to do, what to say, where to do it, how to do it. You know, we're going to go into that next. So make sure you pay attention to these videos. If you know anyone who may need these videos pertaining to disclosing for herpes, or even if it's something else you want to disclose, I feel like this disclosure can go to anybody for any type of STD. You can share that with them. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, guys. As I know, I don't ask for that often, but hey, good to ask, you know, things like that. So I cannot wait to see you guys. As y'all know, I'm having the Overcoming Gathering, which is a meet and greet, and have your opportunity to do a private session with me for 30 minutes in your city. So I will be in Houston in October 11th and 12th, and I'll be in New York September, I think 13th and 14th on that Friday. It's just for the private sessions. On Saturday, it's for the meet and greet from 12 to 2 p.m. That information be below. You can get your ticket. For that, the ticket for the meet and greet is just $25, and if you want to do the session and the meet and greet, it is $65. So guys, I cannot wait to see you for that. But I hope this series truly helps someone, because I know disclosing is like the biggest thing that we worry or concerned about pertaining to after getting our status. We want to know, how am I going to tell people this? So keep watching. This week, all week, I'm going to be telling you guys how to disclose. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.